Okay, here we go again. It's time for another session of death, and I'm here to die. Let's do it, bitches. Here we go again. Okay, so when we left off with the fact that he had a little bit of a neck shiver going on when he looked at it, and we're gonna finish that going down to the body, and then we have him start his transition where he looks over to the left. Right about here, I think I'm going to have him start looking to the left. And then we have this frame, I think I wanted more, right? Because he goes, wait. He starts saying, we need this column here. Or, it's actually this column. He starts saying, wait. What the fuck is that column? Is it that one? No, it's not that one. That one, cool. Okay, so he looks over, wait, he says, and backs away, and he's like waving his hands. Wait, and I'm gonna like have his mouth definitely not end like that, but that's fine. And then the next issue is getting the sister character finished. A whole character that we haven't done yet. And we also have to record dialogue. So his dialogue needs recorded, her dialogue is all done. Which was done by Maddie, who was the main actor in my original recording last summer. So that was over a year ago. Not over a year ago, but it was a while ago. Okay. I can't edit the name. Self records animation. Also, life is pain. Save. It did not. There it goes. That's what I wanted. Haha. Alright. So, we're here, and we're just making his neck continue to get a little shiver, get a little shimmy. So, cool. And again, like last night, because we did this already, it's going to travel down here a little bit. And last night we had his shoulders raise up, and I fucking did not like that. So we're going to not have that be a thing. And it's just going to be like a nice little shiver all the way down his neck and arms. And yeah, cool. Let's see. So we'll start from the back. And then cool. And then like that. Ooh, I just bought that Cuphead game for $15. My girlfriend just bought Cuphead. That's a fucking hard ass game. She can probably beat it. It's not terribly difficult. I was just playing Counter-Strike yesterday, which terrible idea. I'm getting like re-addicted to it, and I don't want to fall back on that. So another thing about this shiver animation is I don't want it to travel down here. It's going to end right here, because I don't personally get shivers in the front of my neck. I get it mostly down the spine, honestly, but this is more... I mean, this is an animation, so actually who cares, but, you know. So I'm going to go like this. Let's see, what else was there? I had a dream that I had really high cholesterol, and I was Jeff Winger from Community, and in that episode of Community, Jeff Winger eats an egg because his cholesterol's high, and his doctor, who's the guy from Ratatouille, the voice actor. Also, apparently he killed his wife. That's like a rumor. No one knows. Anyway, so I ate the egg white in real life after I woke up, because I woke up at 5 this morning and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I went to bed at 3 and then I got up at 5, so I'm really kind of running on not a whole lot of sleep, but that's alright. It feels super normal at this point. And I probably won't go back to bed because I can't. And yeah, so right about here, we're just gonna go ahead and have that start to shimmer a little bit. And he finishes blinking right here. Oh my god, it does copy over. No wonder that the frames have been so wonky. Okay, so you know what, I take it back. We're not gonna do any of this bullshit. Because the reason I was having problems with it last night too was, okay, good. So we're just gonna, he's not gonna shiver now, because if we change anything, some frames in front will change, and OpenTunes is kind of a bitch about it. And it's really annoying because I wish when you copied frames, it didn't, because you can like, I know for a fact, you can just like literally, instead of, okay, so what must have happened is the blinking frames I copied over, because I did a cycle where he blinks, and that cycle probably, I just copied that over, and that's what's causing this. Because if you copy the frames, and you paste them somewhere, if you work on the original frames that you copied from, every other frame is that you copied will have the same changes, which sometimes is super helpful and sometimes is not. But that's one of the reasons I was having so much problems with last night, was because I kept having a cycle of shivers. So we're just going to go ahead and not have him shiver, but I think when he opens his eyes here, this is probably the end of the cycle. So blink, goes back down for blink, eyes open. Yeah, right here we're going to go ahead and start having his eyes kind of drift over to the side a little bit, because the earlier we can leave with his eyes, the better. And let's see if that affected anything. That affected that one, but we'll ignore it because I think it's so subtle that it won't make a difference, and no one will know. And that's really all that matters. Let's see if people notice. I noticed. Son of a bitch, I hate cycles. Why do they do that? I've never had it be a convenient thing. Like, pretty much never, anyway. Alright, I guess I'll fix that. So alright, so again, my whole problem with this over the last has been he does one thing and then he's robotic, it looks like. So I guess I'll just start movement over here. And that's totally fine, because I hate myself and life is pain. Let's go ahead and start moving that. Then that one goes over just slightly more. And then so after his eyes start moving over, we want to turn his face. So I found that usually I like to lead with his face in general, which is, that's a pretty common thing that animators like to do. But we're just gonna go ahead and do kind of a rough sketch down here, and we'll move it slowly out, but his whole face should start moving. And the thing about when you draw a face, right, and it's turning, it's not, stuff doesn't move far away, stuff gets closer, if that makes sense, especially in a 2D thing. So his eye actually right here is going to kind of more or less remain the same, I'm gonna make his pupil go further out this way. And this eye is going to move pretty drastically, actually, comparatively, because of the way that it all. And I want his eyebrows to kind of start arching back, like more of a concerned thing, but it has to be slow. Alright. And then his face has to come in just ever so slightly. And then to show the movement, we're gonna come bring that back around here. And this is gonna... We're gonna leave the tip where it is, these 2 points, and it's gonna show that kind of movement, but we're gonna move that forward like that. Move that forward like that. And that's going to kind of show the drag that we're looking for. It's the same with these. So the tip goes forward, and then this goes forward too. And then it's the same with that. There's a point here. And it kind of ends right there. Like that. And then of course his hairline kind of more or less stays the same. I mean, at this point we're just doing the final sketch, so I'll go ahead and just start the final sketch on this layer, and we'll go here. I like to do like a sketch in a layer underneath, but at the same time I end up just like, if I end up just making a decent sketch, there's no real point. So I just go with it. And the nice thing too is this movement here is a lot more subtle at the beginning. That wasn't a good one. A lot more subtle at the beginning, and that gives me a little more time to be a little more precise. Alright. Getting some serious lag out of this. Save. I upped my RAM's speed clock because my friend Sam told me that memory speeds for AMD processors, especially the newer ones, actually kind of matter. And that usually wasn't the case, I remember, for my old processor. But I also want to say that that processor had, I think, better performance in OpenTunes than this one. But they're very similar, so it's hard to tell. And then the neck should in general stay the same, but this is something I don't like. So you see how his neck kind of contorts in like that? That does not look natural at all. It looks like he has a little bit of a lumpy neck. So we're going to straighten that out and just hope that nobody notices. Well, I did say I wanted to bring it in a little, but how I had it earlier in terms of bringing it in does not. It's okay. I think it's a little extreme. So I'm trying to meet that nice in the middle line there. And just continue. Alright. And the eyes, of course, need to start moving. And these eyes are going to remain about the same. Cool. And the eyebrow is going to start moving backwards. And an issue that I've been facing also, just myself in general, is that I don't move his body well enough along with also, I'm going to delete column 15 here, and the reason I'm deleting column 15 is because of a few things. Motherfucker caused my program to crash every time, and all it is like it's a 1080p render of a saber effect in After Effects, and it's just like a little nipple butthole, like that, and there's like little lightning effects coming off of it, but the problem is that I showed it to Alex, and she was like, yeah, it looks like a nipple, like a fiery nipple, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I really wasn't going for that, and also it makes my program crash, so I'm just going to go ahead and not have it, and also I'm going to turn off these, and turn off that, because, I don't know, I'm getting some very strange lag here. That's slightly better. Okay, so this, wait, where do I want to end here? Okay, I want to end here. So I'm kind of in the middle still of making his eyes migrate up that high, and his face kind of, I do like how big his face is in this green frame, but I can't really like make his face get bigger per se. So we're just gonna go ahead and continue on. And let's see, so his eye has to migrate that way a smidge, so we'll go ahead and start separating it from the nose. And we'll go ahead and bring this pupil out. Wow, I don't know where my hand is going for that. That's good. And eyebrows. Ooh, tried too hard to end it there. That's not good. That might be too much, but I'm gonna leave it. I'll leave it for now. We'll see. And then his hair has to move forward, but it ends at the same spot, so I do like his hair. I think it's very fun to draw this hair. And then that comes forward a bit. And then his helmet, of course, comes forward way more. Well, not way more, but you get the idea. Whoa! Oh, failure. What the hell? Sorry, my keys are all kind of messed up here. That was strange. The other thing you always got to remember too is that this red line and this red line have to kind of more or less stay parallel. So I'm just ignoring that logic, of course. And then I'm going to zoom out here. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, nope. Bring that pretty much forward. Keep it in the same spot generally. And pretty soon we're going to start adding a bit of a bend here because it's fabric and it will bend like that. Cool. So that was the last one, so over there a little bit. And then we'll migrate out just a hair. And I do, again, I like that subtle curve. So I think we're going to stick with it. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay. And then we'll move the jawline forward. And then we have to get to this expression of green here, right? So we're going to start migrating his O face down, moving it out quite a bit here. And in general, just keep it, because, you know, the human mouth, I honestly don't really, I'm not very good at drawing mouths. And every time I, like, attempt it, it always ends up, like, turning out poorly for me. But I know when you draw the lips, anyway, like, let's see how, the mouth, like, to me anyway, it always looks like this. It goes dit, 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 dit. And there's like an underlip, right? But then there's always this center bit here anyway, and then the rest of like the lips kind of go out like that. But in the cartoon world, or in the real world, there's like a little underbite, and then you have your nose up here. And in general, when you're drawing cartoon mouths, I think that the depth is more important. So like let's say this is like the edge of a mouth. There's like your inner line there, and then that kind of goes out to your jaw, which has the teeth. Like you know, they're 3D objects, right? And then you know your nose is like right here. But at the same time, then your lip comes out, and it goes back down and around, and then this is obviously hidden behind like skin or whatever. So there's like multiple, like 3 or 4 layers when a mouth starts moving that you have to worry about in terms of like 3D, and that always kind of trips me up a little bit. And then we also have to start migrating his neck back because of the screen line. And that might have been too extreme, but we want his head to lead. So, well, that was fucking extreme. We should have done that. What am I trying to do? Here, let me zoom out for a second. So his whole body kind of turns to the left, you'll notice. And then he like crouches with his shoulders, like he goes no 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 no, right? So let's see what we got here. Okay, interesting. So I'm skipping over this part because we've already kind of had that moment of inertia, I guess. So, or that moment of shock. And these 3 frames here I almost want to last longer, but we'll sort out that timing in a second. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And I can pretty much delete all these frames up until here. Up until here. And then, I don't know what that is, so just delete that. So I have to work my way over to here, but his eyes aren't correct here. His eyes should be more like facing this way. And you'll notice that subtly he moves forward and his like fabric kind of stays behind, right? Which is what we were going for. Ooh, interesting. This isn't finished yet. Good. Also, his nose isn't finished yet here either. So let's go ahead and do a bit of a... And I think he's more or less leading by his nose. So that's interesting. And this goes around like that. Wow. Undo. Alright. Cool. And so his face kind of goes from horror to like this. And this is garbage, by the way. We're not going to keep this. This is not what it looks like. And I'm not sure. What is this layer? Is this when he was gonna go? Oh, that's when he was gonna go look at the book, and I deleted that, so we'll allow us to delete that. So he goes, wait, 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 wait. And I'm debating on putting his sister on a different level than him, but I don't know if I want to yet. I might just keep them both on the same level, just to keep everything simple. Actually, I think after I finish his punch, or him getting punched by the sister, I'm going to migrate to a different canvas, because this one's kind of slowing down a lot. And I'm getting worried that I'm going to get to the point where I will not be able to work on this canvas anymore, because of how diluted it all is. And I think I'm going to move this whole line up slightly to here. So I only have a few more frames until he starts reacting. In fact, I only have 2. Well, 3, but this one doesn't have to be a clone of that. So let's see, where am I at with this? Well, I'm honestly on it. Yeah, I'm gonna cheat and move these guys and then be there. And then I want to go ahead and limit onions to that level, because I just want to use the purple as a reference, more or less. So there we go. Nope. I have a meeting today with Dahlia at 4, so I gotta make sure to keep track of the time. So I think I'll stop streaming at 2:30. Just, chill out and get ready. Cause I worry about that kind of stuff, and that wasn't far forward enough, so we'll go ahead and go forward. And I wanna charge my laptop too and all this other stuff, and I gotta make sure I got her script notes down. Her senior is actually gonna be more complicated than I originally anticipated, because of all the extras at school, and I have some questions, because she has a scene that's at the school that we shot at, but I'm thinking she doesn't even need one of the scenes for the school in terms of just the story. If she just wants it because she wants it, then we'll have it, obviously, but it doesn't make sense thematically, which I think is more important for student films, especially low budget ones that don't have a lot of time. I think it's more important that they have the story sorted and all that, then have the like stupid bullshit scenes that are not bullshit, that's not fair, that are not necessarily important but more of an aesthetic / a idea, if that makes sense. If they're not necessary, then I think it's important to cut them. That's all I'm saying. Especially because this is for a reel and not necessarily for a job or anything like that. So his eyes, I feel it can move over a lot more. Yeah, his eyes can move over a lot more. So I'll just, instead of redrawing them, I'm just going to go ahead and move the pupils. Because redrawing things is silly. / what I do every day anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. So something I was thinking about was how trivial some of this work is. Not trivial, but unhelpful, I guess, for me in terms of my career. But I also enjoy it sometimes, so it's no big deal. What are you gonna do, man? Which is from that show, Big Mouth, which I like. ? I do like it. It's just sometimes it gets a little draining, but that's every show. So I feel like I hate movies now, which kind of sucks. Like, I'm not excited for Star Wars coming out, which is fine. I feel like not a lot of people are. I'm not excited for Disney Plus. I couldn't give two shits. There are a couple of documentaries that I want to see. But at the same time, I don't know. Oh yeah, so something about this, you'll notice that his face is not a smile, right? Because like you imagine a traditional like wide mouth smile like that, right? When you want something that I've been trying to figure out, when you want a smile to seem more terrified, there's this little under thing, like just the most subtle underbite almost, not underbite, but under lip here, and that really helps show more scared than happy, even though the same top mouth shape is the same. Also, I mean, eyebrows and everything also helps too, but in general, I am more interested in the, like, see that? That's like the start of a smile, right? But then you make it like an 8 almost, and it becomes scared. So it's useful. And that's done. And we'll just go ahead and migrate him over just a little more. And I feel like his nostrils getting bigger, so tone that down a little. And also, I don't like his eyes. See, eyes are supposed to go like arches, like full arches. His are starting to become more lines. That didn't even solve it. And I ruined my eyebrow. Yeah, that's better. Alrighty. But yeah, I feel very low energy today, so I might try and take a nap later. Just because of the 3 hours of sleep that I got. But, you know, gotta keep the grind up or something. Let's see. And his eyebrows have started to morph a bit, because at the beginning they were more, they were more like whatever this shape is, bean shaped, I guess. And now they're more uniform, but I'll look at that. Go ahead and, oh, I love Cuphead. Oh, I already talked about that. Love Cuphead. It's really hard. What else is there that I wanted to ask her? There's something I wanted to ask her, right? Oh yeah. What did you dream about? Question mark. She always talks about her dreams because she always gets nightmares. And I like hearing about them. I mean, they're just because, you know, it's something to talk about. But also, like, I mean, you know, it's sad. I wish she, because like I have this thing where 90% of the time I don't get dreams at all. It's just blackness. I'm gonna start moving his hair a little bit. And then the rest of the time I just get like weird, stupid shit, you know? But she always gets nightmares every night, and I feel awful for her, and I would trade places with her if I could. Like, you know, dreams, because I'd almost rather get any dream than no dream. I mean, she says she can like fly in her dreams. I've never felt that before, so not really sure what to make of that. Psychologists, eat your hearts out. Just sign over. My aunt is a psychiatrist. Or, I guess, yeah, it's my aunt. Or is she my cousin? She's my cousin-in-law, I think. Is that how that works? Is that a term? Cousin-in-law? She's married to my cousin. So... Well, anyway, Katie's a psychiatrist, and she does the majority of her psychiatrising online. And she's really nice. She always tells me how cute my girlfriend is and how lucky I am, etc., etc. Which is a little degrading, not gonna lie, but, because I think I'm cute, but also she doesn't really like millennials very much, and we've gotten, not really me, but she likes to trying to get into fights about how millennials are lazy and stuff, and I mean, I don't know if lazy's the right term. I'd say maybe tired. But I think tired is a good example, actually. Oh man, something's up with his face. I have to fix that. It goes from somewhat charming here to just almost it's like a weird sharp angle boy, which I don't like that. Wow, that was almost perfect. But I don't think millennials are lazy, and I mean, I'm not a millennial, so I can't say I'm a Gen. I don't know what I am. I'm not a millennial though. But either way, I don't think millennials are lazy. I think she lives in a part of Chicago where everyone is like a rich, lazy person, and she might not be used to it. Evanston. She lives in Evanston, and one of my friends, Tommy, who grew up more in Chicago, was telling me about how Evanston kids are. Oh man, getting indigestion. They're just the worst. Apparently, they're very self-entitled. Self-entitled. They're very entitled, and all that. I'm really hoping my cousin's kids don't end up like that. I don't think they will. Their parents are super chill and hardworking. But you never know. But there is I had a lot of salt towards Aaron and Katie, which are my cousins, for a little while, mostly because they seem to really, I don't know, dislike or have very very formed opinions about people, and I mean that's okay. I do too. I definitely I'm trying to work on that, but they I don't know. I always felt very judged when I went over there, and I guess that's okay. But I don't really go to family hoping to get judged. And I'm gonna finish this eyebrow, even though it's not where it should be. So I can just clicked on you, didn't I? Yeah. Ooh, sweet. But I always like to text my cousin Aaron because he works for video games. He does video game stuff, and he works for whatever that company is that makes Mortal Kombat. I think maybe not Mortal Kombat. It's Mortal Kombat. And I like to talk about video games, but he's kind of in the same kind of boat that I am, which is he doesn't like playing video games anymore. And he's more interested in like the technology behind the video games, and I feel like that's super how it goes. Like I will always just like not want to watch movies. Like I kind of don't like watching movies anymore. I'm more into, I guess, TV or playing a game or anything really besides watching a movie. I don't know what it is. Everyone's like, Chris is still about watching movies. He loves watching movies, but personally, I fucking don't give a shit. I'm so sick of them, and I don't know why that is. I think it's maybe just because I've become kind of jaded, but I'm really hoping that I can like pull it back around, because I like making movies a lot. I like it more than watching them, obviously, but in general, I think I've lost it, the love of watching movies. And I mean, I used to watch a lot of movies with my dad and my mom. So I don't know what made me hate it. Probably just working on them all the time. But there's this thing that I'm producing. It's like a Suko, not the character from Avatar. It's like a pseudo house tour wedding / weird food porn commercial, and like for this lady who's running her own real estate business, and normally I'd be super down for it, but she doesn't seem to want to talk to me. Like, she texted me a few days before we were going to shoot the first promo, which is like a 2-minute promo. I had pretty much everything ready to go, like, sound equipment and all that was good. Camera sorted, crew was good. And it was only like a 3-person crew, so it wasn't a huge deal, but I was expecting a paycheck from that, so that would have been nice to know. But she canceled, and she was like, I have to sort out my calendar, and I'm like, interesting. So I'm really just wondering whether or not the whole house thing's gonna happen, because it doesn't feel like it is, and I'm somewhat okay with that. Mostly because I don't care about shooting houses or the stress of editing it all, and she doesn't seem to know what she wants either, so I don't want to help her find it, even though that's somewhat of my job. But I just don't care. I just don't care. Stop. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and draw his mouth here for this, because I want the transition from this to this frame to be somewhat smooth. So we're going to figure out how to do this together. I think I'm going to go down like that, and I'm going to bring it back around. And I'm okay with that. And then we'll have his teeth go back in a little. And something I've noticed about teeth, actually, in my research is that they kind of do with this thing. Like, they're more square. And this is not real life, so this doesn't look good at all. I'm gonna take it back. None of that. No teeth. Yeah, I'm not gonna do teeth. And that looks like he's smiling. Yeah, that looks like he's smiling. So well, in that case, then we'll just go for the full. That bottom lip looks like he's smiling too. That's not bad. That looks like a Simpsons lip or something. And see, even here we would see like some front teeth, right? I am going to say that's fine. That is fine. That's an okay mouth. I don't know how I necessarily feel, because all of his mouths up until then have been somewhat cartoony. So going like a little more realistic doesn't make sense. So I think maybe I'll close it just slightly. Yeah, I'm gonna close it. And we'll erase this here. And I'm gonna move it. Yeah, because he's starting to say something here, and I think the fact that he's saying something is more important than what he's saying. And I should really I recorded dialogue, but it's very embarrassing. And I don't want my voice to be the voice, so I'm gonna have my roommate be the voice, and he's gonna say no, like that, pretty quickly. So no. I originally had it no, but I think if he adds another one in there, no one will be like, oh, he didn't open his mouth 5 times. No. You know, I mean, if you were shooting me saying no in 24 frames a second, like with a real camera, it would not translate to me moving my mouth a lot. It's my tongue. No. It's just my lower jaw and my tongue. So I think whatever motion that I give people will be hopefully enough. And I'm gonna undo that. And we're gonna go over here and we're gonna go ahead and use that as reference. I'm gonna go ahead of it a little bit. Not by much. And his nostrils stupid. I'm just gonna keep his nostril the same spot. Yeah. I guess that'll work. And this is like way forward. And his pupils will come forward as well. That pupil looks like it had a bit of a seizure. I should call my grandma. Oh shit. Alright. There we go. Yeah. Something else that I like about recording myself drawing is that it kind of puts it into perspective for me, data-wise, how much time it takes me to do something. So like, I've been working on these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frames, and it's been 46 minutes. So that's like an average of a frame every like 15 minutes or every like 10 minutes or something like that. So that's pretty trash. Or it's more like 7 minutes, but that's okay. No one cares. So I figure if I draw for like 3 hours a day, I'll eventually just like hit my whole spiel here that I'm going for. Oh yeah, I like that. That's good. Well, that's not great. I'm gonna combine that there. That's better. Oh yeah, that actually looks pretty good. And then how do I want to? Oh my god, that looks so good. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Alright, time to delete these bottom teeth, baby. Oopie. Oh, I love the top teeth. They look good. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah. Oh man, I gotta clean my room. I'm just looking back at it. I'll do that later. I'll do that tonight. After I finish setting out cruise stuff for Dahlia. And then I think I'm also, while I'm just over here by the face, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I get rid of that stupid jawline that I don't like. Yeah, that's good. Although I'm going to have to move all this, I think. Well, I didn't get everything. I just have to move it forward just right there. Yeah, that makes sense. And then I'm going to do the same for this. Because if we just start following this jawline, it doesn't make anatomical sense. Yeah, that's better. He goes, no. No. And something that might help me do this no thing is I'm just going to draw his facial features, kind of in place, and then I'm going to move his head later, if that makes sense. Because his head has to follow, like, the classic bouncing ball, where it starts here, goes down, bounces, compresses, and comes back up. It's like 1, 2, 3. But when humans are walking, they kind of make a natural do, 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 you know, like that follow that wave pattern. So he is going to do that as well when he's walking backwards, but then we also have to worry about his hands, which are separate objects from besides that. And then we also have to worry about his sister, who runs up and punches him, and she's only going to be like 5 frames for that initial punch, because it's going to be very quick. But I was thinking about doing like a top-down angle. So like she punches him and then his head like rolls back, but it's from the top, and like imagine this is her like fist and she's like right here and she's like, oh. And something I've always been fascinated with is drawing like fast-paced animation action. And I figured this would be the best way to let me do it for my senior without too much trouble. So, let's see, I'm gonna move his eyebrows over just a hair, because their hairs, get it? Oh, I'm so clever, kill me. Alrighty, like that. And okay, coming back to here. His hair is full straight up moving now, so we can stop hiding behind the facade. However, this cap, I like the idea of fabric staying behind longer, just because I think it looks more fun. So just quickly, oh my god, didn't mean to do that. Whoa! Erase, what? Undo, edit. Undo, what? That was weird. Cool. And then just the back of his ears showing right here. And that kind of comes up around, and then that kind of comes up around. Whoa. Okay. Boop, boop. I also just had coffee today, so I think I'm going to try and not have any more and just go for water and tea. Even though tea has caffeine in it, but I am starting to really like tea, specifically like juice teas, like lemon and blueberry. Any other tea kind of actually makes me nauseous, but I don't know. Fruit teas are good. Orange teas are good. Tea stretches. I just bought this new chair from Office Depot, and Jesus Christ, my back feels amazing now. I used to be stuck drawing on this like chair that my dad had in his old computer office, and I think it was the problem of like 80% of my back shit, because as soon as I got rid of it, guess whose back stopped hurting as bad? It's me. My back did. Bitch. There we go. Okay, so something interesting. His neck, because it's a cylinder, right? It's not really a cylinder. It's more like a rectangle, right? Or, well, a very thick trapezoidal object. So, but with like a curve. I can really only think of objects in like square if I'm thinking in a 3-dimension. If I think of it like a sphere, it kind of hurts my head a little bit. But because his neck is more tubular, I guess you could say, but really it's more in the shape of this. When it turns a corner in the front, it's skinnier, but when it turns a corner in the side, it gets thicker. and that translates to come around. So his neck should start expanding out. Is that sentence that I didn't have to say all that, but his neck should start expanding out right as it's coming along here. Cool. Also, his helmet is getting larger. See? It just gets huge. I'm gonna use this helmet here as reference. And I didn't even finish drawing it for this frame, so I'm gonna go back and finish that up real quick. And it looks to me like it moves forward. And then we're gonna fix up this helmet, because this helmet got stupid. Look at how thick that is. Jesus, it's like 90% of his head. Holy shit. Sorry, past. Sorry, current me, I guess. Past me's a fucking idiot. Let's erase the rest of these. These are huge. There's no reason for them to be that big. This one is reasonable in terms of like shape, but it's not reasonable in terms of size. And I don't want his helmet to just become massive. It's always good to check yourself. Yeah, look at that. Like, what the hell? Past me, Jesus. He's like a weird alien head. That's pretty decent. Except for that, that's not decent. It's like a weird bubble. That's also a weird bubble. Man, am I just drawing bubbles? That's a little better. Okay. And then here. And as long as they're kind of similarly put at the same height, we should be good. Even though this is a little taller here, I think that still is going to be fine. I don't want it turning into like a weird egghead sort of thing. So maybe we can't go higher than that one for sure, because that's like the height limit, I feel. And yeah, that seems about right. Something like drawing spheres like this is always super tricky for me, or even half spheres, because you want the lines to be like super clean, but also like you can kind of join them in the center. That's the idea anyway. I think I missed something back here, didn't I? Nope. Okay, we're good. But yeah, let's see if that helps. Oh, it jumps around a bit. We get rid of that. Am I just looking at the back frame? No, I'm looking at that. See, this helmet, I like the look of it, but this one seems more correct. So I'm gonna get rid of, yeah, see, there's our problem. It kind of jumps between the lines instead of around them like we need them to. So we'll just go ahead and redo that. Yeah, that's gonna be way nicer. I just needed to follow in between super precisely, if possible. And if you could do what I tell you to, that would be super stellar. That's close enough. Ooh. I'm bad at it. Yeah. Also, I'm streaming. Okay, cool. Sweet. Okay, so let's see if that fixed the helmet issue that I had. Kinda, sorta. It's very subtle, but see how each curve is like slightly different? I'm going to go ahead and just I think this is my favorite. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy it and cheat like a bitch. Whoa, what's that? There we go. Control C. Just erase that. And erase that. And erase this. Because honestly, I'm more interested in the consistency of the helmet, so it's less distracting than anything. So, we'll Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V. So we need to move it that way and down. Nope, just that way. Maybe down a little. And I think, yeah, that way. Then, and here. Yep. And then here-ish. And his head is pointing down too, so it's important that we continue to move the helmet down and rotate it slightly so that it kind of aligns a little better. And then the last one. So let's see what we got here. That's pretty good. Too much there. Okay, so as you can see, the quality is just way better of the line as it continues along here. I think. Jesus, did that look any bit different? Not really. What the hell? Oh, it's because of this. Yeah, this is the one that's kind of tripping me up a little bit. Whee! Actually, you know what am I doing? Here, and then Control V. Oh. No, it's different, I think. It had a bubble, right? Like right up in the left corner. Yeah, come back just slightly, because I'm working my way back now. Okay, let's see how that looks. That's way better. Although, that's curious, there's like still kind of a hump between these two. I guess I can sort that. I think that was the most distracting thing for me anyway, was that little top hump. But that looks atrocious. Dang. Oof. Alright, and then it kind of warps in a little. And as we see around it, that's not what happens. So we're going to just go ahead and add a custom little line in here. Slowly. Perfect. That looks good. That's way better. So now I just have to clean up the edges. These edges. And skinnier. Nope. There it is. And then join them. And there it is. It looks like the next one has similar issues. So let's go ahead and keep going. This one looks perfect. Look at that. That's nice. This one also, not bad. Good timing. Does not look good though. Let me go ahead and fix that. Sweet. And this one's also pretty nice. That's good. There's a bit of an edge here. That is gonna bother me. So 1 pixel. Get out of here. Get out of here, you. Okay. Oh, there's another one right here. Tunes likes to jump from like 11 to 1, which is not helpful because I'm working with like individual pixels. So you'll notice his head kind of tilts forward here, and we're gonna fix that later, and it's gonna kind of go back because you can see the bouncing motion here that he does, do 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 do, where it's like down and then up at the same plane, but. That's gonna. Look at these lips. Wait, yeah, look at those lips. Those big, juicy lips. Alright. That is. That's gonna be it. I'm done. I can't do any more. I'm too tired. Thanks for me keeping me company. You guys are great. 10 out of 10.